The term bed rotting went viral for a reason. It describes a state where a person spends literally the entire day in bed, engaging in passive activities, scrolling through social media, binge-watching shows, or just eating snacks, despite having no physical limitations preventing activity. From the perspectives of neurobiology and psychology, there are very specific mechanisms behind this doing nothing. 1. The dopamine loop and cheap pleasure. Your brain is always looking for the path of least resistance to obtain dopamine, the hormone responsible for the anticipation of reward. Traditional achievements. To get a dose of joy from a completed task, you need to exert effort, studying, sports, work. Rotting. A smartphone provides instant, cheap dopamine without any energy expenditure. The brain quickly realizes that lying down and scrolling through memes is more efficient for energy conservation than going for a run. 2. Reaction to cognitive overload. The modern world is oversaturated with information. Constant choices, notifications, and deadlines lead to a state of decision fatigue. The bed is perceived by the brain as a safe harbor where external demands are reduced to zero. It is a form of radical self-preservation where the nervous system demands to unplug. 3. Evolutionary energy conservation mechanism. Our ancestors lived in conditions of calorie scarcity. The brain is evolutionarily programmed to conserve energy unless there is an urgent need to hunt or flee from a predator. In 2026, there are no predators, and food can be ordered with a button, but the ancient instinct of, if you can lie down, do it, persists. Why does the brain crave this right now? Often, this is a protective reaction to burnout. When levels of the stress hormone cortisol remain high for too long, the brain switches to emergency shutdown mode. Instead of resting productively, we fall into a stupor. Interesting fact: physiologically, doing nothing in bed does not provide high-quality rest. The brain continues to process an endless stream of content, which is why after a full day of rotting, you often feel even more exhausted than after a workday. The biochemistry of passivity. Why does the bed pull you in? When you lie in bed with a phone, a real chemical battle occurs in your brain. Default Mode Network, DMN. When we aren't focused on anything, the passive mode of the brain kicks in. It is responsible for reflecting on oneself, the past, and the future. Normally, it aids creativity, but during bed rotting, it often gets stuck on negative thoughts or overthinking, turning rest into mental rumination. Sensory deprivation versus overload. Lying under a blanket limits physical stimuli. It's soft, warm, and dark. This calms the amygdala, the fear center. However, you are simultaneously pouring gigabytes of information into yourself through the screen. This creates a paradox. The body is in a sleep state, while the brain is in hypervigilance mode. This leads to cognitive dissonance, which is why your head often hurts after such rest. Psychological traps. Revenge for lack of freedom. There is a concept closely related to this state: revenge bedtime procrastination. This is a situation where a person lacks control over their life during the day, due to studies, schedules, or others' demands, and takes revenge on the night by reclaiming hours of personal time from sleep. Bed rotting is the daytime version of this revenge. The bed becomes the only place where you are the sole master, and no one can demand anything from you. Why does it become an addiction? Reduced willpower threshold. Willpower is a finite resource. After a day of intense mental load, like solving complex chemistry or biology problems, the prefrontal cortex shuts down. You literally lose the ability to force yourself to get up. Sunk cost effect. After lying down for 3 hours, you think, the day is already wasted. There's no point in getting up now. This is a logical fallacy that keeps you horizontal until evening. Impact on physiology, what we forget. Prolonged stay in bed without sleep disrupts circadian rhythms. The brain stops associating the bed with sleep. Melatonin. Blue light from the screen blocks melatonin production. Muscle tone. Even 1 day of total immobility lowers blood sugar levels and slows metabolism, which paradoxically causes even more fatigue. How to turn rotting into recovery. If the brain demands a pause, you can make it high quality. The single task rule. If you are lying down, either just watch a movie or just read. Multitasking, scrolling reels while watching a series, is the main enemy of neural recovery. Physical barrier. Try moving from the bed to the couch. A change of location signals the brain, the bed is for sleep, the couch is for daytime chilling. Time limit. Set a timer. 2 hours of conscious lying down without guilt is better for the psyche than 6 hours of accidental oblivion on social media. Breaking the cycle. Exiting the bed-rotting state is not a matter of iron will, but a matter of tricking your brain, which has become accustomed to easy dopamine. To get up, you need to reduce the stress level of upcoming tasks and return a sense of reality to the body. Step-by-step algorithm. The 5-second rule and micro-actions. The brain blocks large-scale tasks because they seem energy-intensive. Method. As soon as the thought, "It's time to get up," arrives, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just sit up. Don't plan a shower or breakfast, just move your torso to a vertical position. Micro goal. Set a task to walk to the window and open it. That's it. This action breaks the cocoon and lets in fresh air, which lowers carbon dioxide levels that cause drowsiness. Dopamine detox, even for an hour. The main glue keeping you in bed is the infinite feed. Leave the phone in another room. If the phone is under your pillow, you've lost. Put it on the charger as far from the bed as possible. Replace the stimulus. If the brain demands information, grab a paper book or turn on a podcast via a speaker. Without visual fast food, the brain will get bored lying down and will want activity on its own. The change of scenery method. The bed should be associated exclusively with sleep. Move to the couch. If you feel you still lack the strength for productivity, just move to another room or sit in a chair. This switches the brain from hibernation to wakefulness. Make the bed. This is a psychological finish line. A made bed is a closed zone where entry is forbidden until evening. Dealing with guilt. Guilt over wasted time paradoxically makes us lie down longer. Acknowledge the right to rest. Tell yourself, okay, I spent 4 hours in bed. My body needed that, but now I am choosing something else. The win list. Write down 3 of the simplest tasks for today. For example, feed the cat, drink a glass of water, read 2 pages. Completing even tiny tasks provides healthy dopamine.